versa. I wonder if to finish us up, two things. Could you tell us just a story that makes you smile about a group of pastors who, after not having it together, got it together and the difference it made? Just any one little story to encourage. And then finally, apologies to the Australians here present, but could you give us, just speak to us as church leaders in New Zealand, which are sort of 2/3 of this meeting, just to say, what would you like to say to encourage us? You visit New Zealand, you have friends in New Zealand, you're not ignorant of the dynamics of our nation and the church and how we're attempting to do things together. So encourage us with anything you feel to as well, please. And then we'll close.
Oh, thanks for the lead up and the warning. And I'm really look, it's nothing more beautiful in going around the country, and I've spent a lot of time traveling all over this country, than to meet a group of pastors and leaders who are discovering one another and discovering the joy that you can be humble in one another's presence, and you haven't got to look for, have a discussion on who's had the biggest church or how many souls who got saved last week or anything like this. It's just lovely when you see that relaxed atmosphere of people who are finding one another, supporting one another, praying for one another. And then as they become firm friends, you see, some cases where it's been more men, the wives get involved in it, families get connected, you care for each other's children. Here in the city, as Colin and Grace will know, once or twice, or more than once or twice, when pastors and wives had some tough times, other pastors raised money and to send them away for a few days. Or another case where a pastor had a breakdown, 2 or 3 of our pastors were asked to take over his church for a few months and sit on his eldership while he was recovering from his breakdown. And the stories abound of these sorts of things, when there's love among one another, because the biblical love is sacrifice, isn't it? It's not about how I feel about you, it's what I do for you to meet your needs. That's agape love, of course, isn't it? It's nothing to do how I feel. Feelings come, but it's me sacrificing something that I have for the benefit of somebody else. And so when pastors and leaders start doing this for one another, it's just a beauty, just a terrific beauty. That we experienced that for certainly quite some years in Toowoomba, but then they all retired, and people like Colin and Grace go back and live in New Zealand for some unearthly reason. I have no idea why they would want to do that, and then others even went to heaven, and it all changed. And there's a group of younger pastors who now got to try to go on their own journey of discovery. But there's something beauty. I said the other day that the beauty of Jesus should be the demonstration of the church to the principalities and powers. When the church is together in humble humility and unity, it displays the beauty of Jesus that nothing else does. Not even miracles do. It's that corporate unity. It's something beautiful. To encourage the Kiwis, I don't pretend to, I probably know enough to be dangerous, so I've got to be careful. But obviously I love your country. You've got a beautiful country, and the few times Betty and I have been able to travel up and down the different places, just wonderful. I've got 3 grandchildren in New Zealand at the moment, so look after them. One unfortunately married a Kiwi up in the Bay of Islands and just had their first baby, and he's already wearing an All Blacks jersey, and I'm pretty upset. But anyway, that's another story. You've got a great country. Look, my casual observations, I don't know if they're right or not, that you're probably much more prophetic and priestly than Australia. You've got a lot to offer in that area, a lot to offer. You're also, and this might sound a strange thing, I'm often amazed at the entrepreneurial spirit of your nation and individuals. You punch way beyond your weight, not just the All Blacks, although I shouldn't mention that at the moment. They haven't done so well, have they? But don't worry, every dog has his day there. But you've got a beautiful country with some amazing gifted people and a very active church in spite of the issues and deals. And, your prophetic spirit, your entrepreneurial spirit is given to the world. I mean, you've got entrepreneurs all over the world. You've probably got more expats than any other Western nation, percentage-wise of your population, and you've gone everywhere. So what would I do to encourage in the local area? The prophetic word from my little heart anyway is Jesus is coming afresh to our cities in judgment, but judgment unto redemption. Only the rejection of his visitation will mean judgment unto destruction. And of course, there's a lot of that in the Bible. But the heart of Jesus is to send a Jonah or somebody into a pagan Nineveh, Babylon, and see great redemption, even when the prophet didn't quite believe his own message. So, you know, we're still trying to get the confidence that God is doing something beautiful in this day in our towns and cities. If we can have that confidence, we're going to see redeemed cities. And Kiwis, you know, not only is that for New Zealand, I believe as God gathers momentum in your cities, you're going to keep giving to the world what you're discovering. And here, not only here in Aussie, but around the world. I wouldn't be surprised that this new season, this new generation, that you guys will receive far more of it than initially, and you'll be motivators of it and the exporters of it to the rest of us and encouragers. I wouldn't be surprised that this, you know, well, anything could happen. Jesus is coming to your Kiwi cities, and right. I think you're about to embrace it in a way that perhaps the rest of the world hasn't quite got onto yet.